In today's video, we're gonna be talking about my first build guide for the Division. You see, I am mostly a solo player that occasionally delves into matchmaking harder content in the game. 90% of the time I play this game on my own, even the harder stuff, so I needed a build that could clear content in the game that was efficient and had good damage, that was relatively easy to put together and could soak damage here and there. So what I came up with was a character that relied on assault rifles and had a chunky amount of armor and HP. I chose this loadout because ARs are pretty flexible weapons in Division 2 and building around them is not precisely difficult. What's really tough, however, is maintaining good damage while also having nice survivability. In reality, while damage is nice, I'd rather survive random damage spikes than glass cannon my way into the different challenging activities. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the gear. For our gear, in general we're building around weapon damage, damage to elites, assault rifle damage, armor and health. As you have noticed, this character does not touch critical strike chance or critical hit damage, since I found it easier and in a sense cheaper to avoid critical strike chance and crit damage altogether and just focus around the other 5 stats mentioned before. On your mask, you want as much damage to elites as you can get, while also maintaining your survivability. Gila-Guard masks cover the armor rather nicely, so you can try and get one roll with health and elite damage. For talents, damage to elites is a must. On the body armor, you want weapon damage, armor and health. In my case, I'm using a Fenris chest, for that 10% increased assault rifle damage. On the talents, I got Vital and Unstoppable Force. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have Berserk instead of Unstoppable Force, as damage that does not require kills is better in my book. Since we have good armor and health, Berserk is pretty much the better talent here. We're also gonna be using a full set of Providence Defense. The skill power bonus is kind of irrelevant, but the other 2 gear set bonuses, health and weapon damage, are great for our build. Gloves, holster and knee pads, as Providence Defense, are not bad choices. Just make sure that the gloves have assault rifle damage as an attribute, while the holster and knee pads require health and armor because there is no other useful attribute in those slots. However, there is another way that you can build around Fenris and Providence Defense, which I'll cover in a bit. As for the backpack, 511 Tactical is the only choice I recommend. It can roll 2 passive talents while also giving us 3 attributes, and it also comes with a mod slot. There is really no topping 511 in this slot. Weapon damage, armor and health as attributes, damage to elites and hardened as talents is the way to go. The weapon is a P416. We use the freaking P416 because it's the best bag for your buck in this slot. Good damage and okay fire rate. For the talents, I recommend Ranger or Breadbasket. Ignited, Eyeless and Sadist are okay, but they're extremely situational, so you might as well not have anything in this slot. For the second talent, I use Allegro, and if you're on console, Stable is also okay. And for the third one, I recommend that you use Protected Reload, but Stop, Drop and Roll is also good here. Secondary weapon is the Chatterbox, just for that 20% increased fire rate on kill. Third slot is whatever, and whatever you want to use in here is perfectly fine. For skills, I use the Healing Chem Launcher and the Fixer Drone. You could use the Healing Hive or the Res Mine, but again, that's all up to you. For the mods, in the red slots, aim for weapon damage, assault rifle damage, damage to armor, and damage to health. In the blue mods, aim for 7k health or 6.5k armor. As for yellow mods, they're kind of irrelevant in this build, so anything goes. So the playstyle of the character is where the fun really begins. You soak damage relatively comfortably and enemies get deleted rather quickly. Elites in the overworld get annihilated, challenging missions are not so tough, and while tier 4 control points are difficult, they are doable if you take things slowly and carefully. All in all, this build, as generic as it may seem to a lot of people, is a lot of fun to play around with if you're a solo player, because you don't really rely on skills nor on other people to deal damage. You're pretty competent on your own, and stuff generally dies rather quickly, but we also have plenty of room for improvement and experimentation. For example, my backpack could use another blue attribute, health, armor, or health percent or armor percent instead of crit chance, and a blue mod instead of a yellow slot. More defense, better survival. My body armor could instead be Providence Defense, and the holster a Fenris one. This is a better choice because we could get weapon damage as a talent on the holster, and while we lose a talent on the body armor, we gain another mod slot, which we can use to alleviate the talent loss. We maintain a 3-piece Providence, while also maintaining a single Fenris for the assault rifle damage. On the other hand, I'm not even using the best kind of P416, as a custom G3 happens to have more damage than mine, which is great, and I'm still on the hunt for one, or at least a better P416 than the one I'm using. While there's also the thing where the P416 family may get nerfed in the future, another weapon that you could be using on this guy is an ACR or maybe an AK if you want to maintain the damage. As you've seen, there is plenty of room for improvement, experimentation, or changing things around in this build. So with that being said, hopefully you found this build guide useful, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video, which may be about these characters, progress in the following week, or maybe another build, or I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and catch you next time.